someone who you're really in touch with, well, you're in the food industry.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask you something about the US market? And this is a kind of perception that maybe Irish people have, and maybe other countries possibly. And
Mm-hmm.
it's maybe more so about the meat industry. I think I remember when we start getting American TV over the last maybe 10 years ago, we were starting to see these Sweet 21, Sweet 16 things on TV, and MTV shows and reality TV started pouring in. And there was these 20-year-olds who looked like 30 years old, and there was these like 16-year-olds who were like 6'6", and that wasn't. It was like a different race almost, And a lot of people started speculating that it was to do with the growth hormones in the meat industry and the farming industry, I guess. And I'm wondering, was that a false perception? Now, I'm not just saying it happens in the US. Of course, it probably happened everywhere. But is that a case where that is still ongoing, or was it ever really bad like that, or were we just completely wrong?
No, I think that I think that the medical industry here would probably not would not be like, oh yes, we know that it's about the growth hormone. Because there's a lot of intercorrelation between the food industry and the medical industry, and so anything that's working over here is not going to get talked about over here,
Right.
Negatively, right? Because they're partners. So, however, what we do know medically is that females they're aging much, much faster now. Where like they're in elementary school starting their cycles, and that's the only causation for that anybody can even put their finger on is directly correlated with these growth hormones, the antibiotics and the hormones that are put into our food supply. What is it? Is it act on the pituitary gland? Is it what is it influencing this or that? I think it's very difficult to be certain because we only have access to so much information about it. But sure. I think that a good portion of everything from aesthetics, what we look like, how quickly we age, and how the population that consumes these types of processed foods or these types of foods with additives in it, like how they actually age and so on. I think that the correlation between that and the food supply is absolutely 100%.
Yeah. Okay. I remember talking to my brother recently. We were kind of tossing out technology in the food industry and the medical industry, and we're talking about how quick technology is speeding up and sports science is increasing and all. And we're kind of imagining, maybe it's not unrealistic, but we're thinking about they're curing certain diseases now, and the food quality is getting a bit better. If there's obviously shit out there. There's always going to be that. And everyone knows what they're eating. Everyone knows what. The minute you finish at McDonald's, you feel bad, and you know why you feel bad because of not to put a name out. Sorry, but there might be a stage where we can figure out what diets help for diseases, and with technology and new medicines, we might get to a stage where, now I'm talking about a few hundred years, that people won't be really passing. Like this might be the disease era where we might get over a lot of them diseases, and it might be just accidents in old age people are passing from. It's just a hypothesis or a thought, but that's what it seems like the way it's going. Even if it is slowly going that way, it does seem like with the holistic coaching and with more medicines being available and things like that, that is where it's shooting for, longevity. And I guess that's what physical fitness is as well. Like, it's the longevity of your life because you're pumping oxygenated blood all through your organs and it's keeping you fueled and whatever else. Do you think that's an unrealistic thought?
No, I think that you're right on. I think that we are moving in that direction, and my hope is that it's not hundreds of years. My hope is that we've progressed. Like if you look even just since the 1970s, what we've done in that amount of time. I mean, we've accelerated in science and knowledge and technology. I mean, it's unprecedented, and it just continues to to multiply in that same fashion. So I don't think that we're even that far off. I do believe, though, that it's the challenge isn't going to be whether or not the science or the technology exists. It's going to be what people are willing to do, and what information is shared about what is available, so that it's not just about the haves and the have-nots. But I can only speak for, my experience here. We are a culture of comfort.
Yes.
We however we can make anything take less time or less energy, I mean, we'll buy that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
So science will get there, technology will get there, but the only way we're going to outrun disease from food is to get back into our innate creation.
Yeah.
And to do what we were designed to do, which is not to be sitting still, and not to find, a health hack like, oh, I can just go in and do 20 minutes on this one particular type of machine, and it's the equivalent of working out all week long, but I only have to do it for 20 minutes once a week. Like, I don't believe that that's going to be the answer, but that's what people want.